Welcome to Too Fond of Books. My name is Janelle and this is my week 1 wrap-up for Cloak and Dagger Christmas 2022. I can't believe I'm already doing my wrap-up for the first week, but boy did Cloak and Dagger Christmas start off with a bang for me this year. I have a lot of good books already to tell you about, so let's just dive right in. First, this is also the Christie's Missing Readathon, which I am doing as well, and I'm loving. Team Marble forever. So, the first books that I'm going to talk about are ones that I read for the Christie's Missing Readathon, but they're all mysteries, so they fit for Cloak and Dagger Christmas as well. I read So Many Steps to Death by Agatha Christie, originally published as Destination Unknown. Now, what I did, since I'm also doing an Agatha Christie read-through project, was I made the books that I need to read for that project fit with the Christie's Missing Readathon. And so I'm not going to talk about these books in this video. Watch for an upcoming Agatha Christie read-through project update video that is going to come out very soon in honor of Cloak and Dagger Christmas, and I will talk about these books in detail in that video, so keep an eye out for that. So I read So Many Steps to Death, or Destination Unknown, and I liked it a lot. I did not have the play. Agatha Christie wrote the play, Spider's Web, and I do not have a copy of it. I would love to get my hands on the plays that she wrote, but I did have this novelization by Charles Osborne of Spider's Web, so I read that, and it was also very enjoyable. It's got a fantastic main character. Her name is Clarissa, and she was awesome. Okay, I read Hickory, Dickory, Dock, which is a Poirot, and this one was good too. I mean, they all were. And I read Dead Man's Folly, which is also a Poirot. So, that is 4 Agatha Christie books. And then I've also been reading Midwinter Murder, which is a short story collection, and I read 3 short stories in here. I read A Christmas Tragedy, which was a Miss Marple, and I loved that one. I gave it 5 stars. It was a really, really good short story. I read The Chocolate Box, which was an Hercule Poirot, and I really liked that one as well. He was remembering a case from when he was a younger detective in Belgium, and that was really good. And then, one second, the third story that I read was The Coming of Mr. Quinn, which is the very first Harley Quinn short story, and that one was good too. So I'm going to keep going in Midwinter Murders. So those are all the Agatha Christie related books that I read. Now, I am very proud to say that I completed 4 prompts, which means I can call myself an amateur investigator. I'm very proud. And I would like to think that I am an amateur investigator, or what did we say, amateur sleuth? Amateur investigator. So, the 4 prompts that I completed were A Partridge in a Pear Tree, which is to read a book with an alliterative title, and I read Murder Most Malicious by Alyssa Maxwell. Turns out I'd read this before, maybe 5 years ago, completely forgot about it, didn't know until I went to put it in Goodreads and saw that I had apparently read it before. But this was really, really good. This was a historical mystery set just after World War I, like a month after World War I, because it takes place in December of 1918, and our main character is Lady Phoebe Renshaw and her lady's maid Eva Huntford. And this one is set right around Christmas on Boxing Day, when all the staff receive a box of gifts from their employers. Eva is at home, and she opens her gift at home to discover a signet ring in her box, which is very unexpected because it is very expensive. But what's even more amazing is that there is still a finger attached to it. So of course she goes to find Phoebe and figure out what to do, only to discover that a few other staff also received something extra in their Christmas box. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. I really liked the characters. I liked the family, Phoebe's family, and the guests that they had for Christmas. The plot was really good, and I did not guess who the killer was. And I should have, and I was kicking myself that I didn't, but I really did enjoy this one. For Two Turtle Doves, which is a buddy read, I did a buddy read with my lovely friend and subscriber Jackie, and we read A Christmas Railway Mystery by Edward Marston. Now, we were supposed to take 2 weeks to do this, but I got ahead of myself. I couldn't stop. I just had to finish reading it. And as it turns out, this is also a book that I read before, according to Goodreads, but completely forgot about it. I really enjoyed this one, and I am still having discussions with Jackie about it because she's still reading it because I jumped ahead. But this one was really good too. So this one takes place in December of 1860, and Inspector Colbeck and Sergeant Lemming are called to the Swindon Locomotive Works. So this is an area where they build the trains, they build the cars and all of the stuff. And so an actual village has built up around it of all of the staff, and that part of the story was really interesting, how that all worked. Anyway, they get called because a man is found dead in the works, and so they ask for Inspector Colbeck because he is the railway detective. And so, yeah, I really did enjoy this one. I had a suspicion about who the killer was early on in the story, but then I completely forgot about him, and by the end I was like, who on earth could it be? I couldn't figure it out. So that was very entertaining. And so yeah, I enjoyed this one as well, and I especially am enjoying my conversations with Jackie about that one. Okay, so I also completed the prompt of Three French Hens, which is a translated work or a work that's set in a different country from your own. And for this one, I read a short story that I got as an ebook from my library, and it was called Christmas Crumble by M.C. Beaton. This is an Agatha Raisin short story. Agatha Raisin decides to invite 5 older people from the community who would be alone for Christmas. She decides to invite them over for a Christmas dinner, and you know, something goes wrong, which it always does when it's Agatha Raisin. And it was not bad. I've read better Agatha Raisin stories, but it wasn't bad. Okay, and then I also completed 12 Drummers Drumming, listen to a crime narrative of my choice. And I actually did 2 for this. I listened to A Highland Christmas by M.C. Beaton, and this was narrated by Graham Malcolm, and this was really good. I preferred this Christmas story over the Agatha Raisin one. This was a Hamish Macbeth Christmas story, and I just really liked it. It was nice and seasonal and cozy, and Hamish Macbeth was awesome in this one. Yeah, I really did enjoy that one. I also listened to And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie. So that one also is actually for the Christie's Missing Readathon as well. This was narrated by Dan Stevens, and I loved it. He did a really good job narrating the story. I've read it a few times already, so I thought this time I want to listen to it, and I really enjoyed listening to it. It is still my favorite isolated closed circle mystery, and it always will be. She is the queen, definitely. So those are the books, the 4 prompts that I've already completed, and then I have one more book to talk about. It's a mystery, so I'm going to talk about it here, even though I'm not counting it for any of the prompts for Cloak and Dagger Christmas. But I'm continuing in my reread of the Will Trent series by Karin Slaughter, and I read Fractured, and this one was really good. Will Trent gets called to a scene, and oh my goodness, this opening scene of the book was crazy. So this mom comes home to discover glass broken by the front door, and she goes inside and she sees some blood and she's very suspicious, and she goes up the stairs and she sees a man standing over her daughter with a knife, and her daughter is in rough shape. And so she turns into, you know, a mama bear, and she starts fighting with this man, and she ends up killing him. And then the story goes from there, and it is a wild ride. It was really good. Yeah, so I already have the next one on hold waiting for me at the library to continue this series. And the next one is the last one of the Grant County series, and the third one in the Will Trent series, and then after that the series are combined into one. And I thought it was really clever that Karin Slaughter did that. So there you have it. I've had a very busy week reading for Cloak and Dagger Christmas, and I have loved it. I have also been reading some of the short stories in our group read, Silent Nights, edited by Martin Edwards, and I've really enjoyed. I've been able to join Kate Howe's Zoom calls for a couple of them, at least 2 or 3, and those have been so fun. So people on the Zoom call can choose to be listeners or readers, and the readers share in reading that one particular short story out loud, and it has been so much fun. So if you want to join us for that, then contact Kate Howe, and she will include you, give you the links to join us for the group reads, because it's been so much fun. So I've really been enjoying that as well. And okay, so that's it. Let me know how your first week of Cloak and Dagger Christmas has been going. I would love to know. And I will see you for another video soon. Bye.